Hello, we are once again in Iran, but a different landscape now. The Caspian is far away. We are at Mashhad, the second largest city in Iran. It's the northeastern Iran, close to the border with Turkmenistan. And as you can see, it's a very large city. We are descending to 5,300 feet, and we are being vectored to the VOR approach, which will take us to the other side, from the other side of the city, so we'll get a good view, unless I crash the aircraft right now, which might be a slight issue, so hold altitude here for a bit before descending. Yeah, that's better. Not liking this those mountains on the right. Oh. So Mashhad is loading. As you can see, it's very large. It's a holy city. It's known for the shrine for Imam Reza, which was one of the first Shia imams, and who is buried here. He was martyred here. Oh, I made a mistake, sorry. Oops.
Mashhad, Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06, 5,800 feet with the numbers.
Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06 Mashhad approach, KIN 1018, expect radar vectors for Borden 2 runway 2 left.
Yes, that.
QNH1018, expect radar vectors for Borden 2 runway 2 left. Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06.
So yeah, I pressed the wrong button here and it took me out of the frequency. If you notice the voices sound a bit different, it's because BeyondATC is having an issue and the premium voices are offline. And those are the basic voices, which, as you can see, they're free after purchase of the software, of course. And they do sound quite good for the most part, so it's not really an issue if you can't have premium voices for any reason. Mashhad is also famous for being it's a city near here, but the birthplace of Ferdowsi, I believe that's how you say it, which is the most important Iranian poet. He wrote a book called the Shahnameh, which literally means Book of Kings. And let's go back here. Which is a very long epic poem about the history of Iran before Islam arrived here. It's a very famous and supposedly very beautiful. Unfortunately, I can't read Persian and I haven't looked up a translation yet. A very beautiful book, certainly one of the classics of world literature. And he was born and lived his life in this area. That's the airport over there. So at some point I believe we'll be told to move left. Still a little bit wary of descending, at least before those hills over there. But let's get more or less started with the usual procedures. And see what ATC has to say. It was a long flight, almost 2 hours. Very nice sky with little fluffy clouds and some nice mountain crossings. So, but now we are waiting for the vectoring. As you can see, we are almost passing the VOR. It should flip over pretty soon, since the airport is here. Let me just make sure we didn't mess anything up. No instructions either. Mashhad is not very high, but excuse me, high enough, 3,200 feet, the airport. So we are almost at the correct altitude here. Yeah, I think we can descend 500 feet. Let's do it. And almost there. Altitude hold, or power. Not too much power because we want to be ready to drop gears as soon as we're vectored to the left, I believe. I don't know what's near. So see, that's where we are, and not much on this side of Mashhad. This here is where the holy shrine for the OIMM Reza should be, but unfortunately I don't think it's depicted in the game, which is a shame. Iran doesn't really have that much detail, and I'm sure you can guess why. But still, the landscapes are almost always very, very pretty. Okay, we don't need a terrain map anymore. We can come back here. Oh, there we go.
Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06, turn left, heading 085, vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 085, CIC 06. The final approach is 316, so let's tune this on the VO.
Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06, turn left, heading 105.
Turn left, heading 105, CIC 06. This is 105. It's going to be a sharp turn through the runway, I believe. Because yeah. Mashhad has a long history, of course. It being on the northeast, it was subject to several invasions throughout the centuries.
Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06, turn left, heading 085.
Turn left, heading 085, CIC 06.
Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06, turn left, heading 345.
Turn left, heading 345, CIC 06. So yeah.
Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06, 3 miles from 3112, turn left, heading 330, maintain 5,300 feet until established, cleared Vorden 2 runway 2 left.
Turn left, heading 330, maintain 5,300 feet until established, clear OIMM runway 31 left, CIC 06. So yeah, here we go. Gear down. Full props, full mixture. That's the runway over there.
Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06, contact Mashhad Tower 118.1.
118.1 CIC 06. Tower CIC 06 on final runway 31 left.
Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06, Mashhad Tower, wind 035 at 6, runway 31 left, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 31 left, CIC 06. So here we are, clear to land, already with manual control. Default airport as usual, and as you have seen, the city is now beyond the airport, so kind of keeping the altitude right now. Speed is fine. I'll actually drop flaps a bit more and start to trim up. Turning left to line up with the runway. And now we can start descending. Still 7 miles from the runway, so not too fast, but should be easy enough. A little crosswind from the right, but nothing major. Final flaps, trimming up, just a little above neutral, should be enough to slow us down. And then glide towards the runway. After Mashhad, we'll start heading south towards the Persian Gulf again, and it will be our last legs, 3 or 4 more flights in Iran. We've really enjoyed virtually visiting this country. Sadly, it's not a straightforward place to visit in person. Even though I believe Brazil has better relations with Iran than most other Western countries, but still. This approach makes sense because there are lots of buildings on the other side of the runway. A little above 1,000 feet, 4 miles to go. Now we're just controlling throttle and keeping the plane pointing in the right direction. Not much to do. No peppy lights, looks like. Oh, I mean, there are, but for the other runway, which should help anyway. Yeah, let's go down a little bit faster. Slowly reducing throttle. .700 feet. .500 feet. Yeah, not the best ground near the airport, but we'll make do. 200. Don't stutter. Floating as usual.
Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06. Exit left next available taxiway.
Exit left next taxiway CIC 06.
Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06. Contact ground 121.9er.
121.9 CIC 06. So yeah, good landing. Here we are at Mashhad, Iran. The video is already long, so I'll stop here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.